Good evening, everybody. How are all of you? Good, बढ़िया, fine. बढ़िया. Genuinely fine. Okay, ठीक है. But ऐसा नहीं है that you have only these many options. When somebody says, how are you? You can also say, I am beautiful, gorgeous, handsome, awesome. Okay. How many people think that they are going to pass the examination? Very good. इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए. आपको तो डाउट बिल्कुल ही नहीं होना चाहिए. The moment it is asked, hand has to go up. Yes? Usually when you talk about students pursuing medicine, engineering, CA, ये जो कैटेगरी के स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनका जो स्टीरियोटाइप होता है वो कैसे होता है? डू यू नो? कैरिकेचर्स जो हम बोलते हैं, स्टीरियोटाइपिंग, which may be a generalization, not necessary कि every student is going to be like that, but generally it is assumed that if people are pursuing medicine, that means the medical field, engineering या CA, ये सब बहुत ही serious, studious, always ऐसी शक्ल लेके घूम रहे हैं जैसे पूरी दुनिया का बोझ उन्हीं पे है. Yes? But do you agree with that? No. अच्छा, suppose ऐसे लेके घूमे भी, does that make it easier? Does that ensure that you will pass the examination? तो फिर क्या जरूरत है? कोई भी चीज जिंदगी में ऐसी करनी ही नहीं है रो रो के. Nobody has put a gun to your forehead and said CA कर नहीं तो. I hope nobody has joined this course in such a circumstance, right? तो फिर खुद ने डिसीजन लिया है या हेल्प ऑफ सम पीपल एंड यू हैव डिसाइडेड, सो जी जान लगा के पढ़ाई करना है, एग्जाम देना है. देयर इज नथिंग लाइक एंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड या फिर बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं दैट इज अगेन आवर ओन मेकिंग. वी इन आवर माइंड मेक इट अ बिग प्रॉब्लम. यस, कुछ नहीं, पढ़ाई करनी है. Many teachers I hear say that, and I agree to that, even 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝐴 says the same thing, and that is that these years are of your studying hard. Or if you want to call it struggle, call it. Okay. But a struggle of 3, 4 years, 5 years, and a lifetime of happiness, enjoyment, or at least achieving your dreams. Comfort, at least comfort, yes. And if you have these 4, 5 years of enjoyment, then you will have a lifetime of struggle. So you have to choose whether you want a lifetime of struggle or 4, 5 years of struggle. Yes, there are going to be occasions where you are going to have to miss some parties, some birthdays, some weddings. Yes, but understand that in the bigger picture of things, you are doing it for your better life, your family's better life. And therefore, रो के कुछ काम नहीं करना है. Enjoy every moment of it because none of these moments are going to come again. Many times you get WhatsApp shares saying that आज ये तारीख है, the arrangement of the stars is such or something like that कि ये हजारों सालों में एक ही बार आता है, so it is special. My question to them is, this moment that we are here right now talking, is it going to come again? So जो हजारों सालों में रिपीट होगा उससे भी स्पेशल हर एक मोमेंट है because that is gone, it's never coming back again, right? So don't wait for special moments to be happy and alive to whatever you have chosen. And ये जो स्ट्रगल बोलते हैं मुझे समझ में नहीं आता. स्ट्रगल मतलब एसी वाले रूम में बैठना है, पढ़ाई करना है. What is the struggle? 10 किलोमीटर चलना है क्या बोझ लेके, हमाली करनी है? नहीं. So struggle is man-made. Struggle is all in your mind. It is not struggle. You are studying a course which has a degree of difficulty where you have to work hard. That's it. Consistently, sincerely, dedicatedly, if you work from now till your examination, I'll tell you for sure, as a guarantee, that if you be consistent, dedicated, sincere to your syllabus of every subject, you will pass the examination. It's not that only intelligent people pass examination of CA. We have seen average and below average students being very, very committed to the CA course, sincerely dedicated, पढ़ाई की है पूरे जितने भी महीने हैं before the examinations, and they have passed without any problem in the examination. So don't doubt yourself ever now that the decision is taken. Now there's no going back. Yes? तो जैसे there is a dialogue, दोस्ती की है तो निभानी तो पड़ेगी, वैसे CA कोर्स साइन अप किया है, एग्जाम तक निभाना पड़ेगा. Yes? So the difference between who you are and what you want to be is what you do. So on the day of your result, what you want to be, smiling, happy, rejoicing, or sad, crying, feeling unhappy, whatever it is that you want to be, what is going to decide? What you do from today till the day of your examination. Yes, so make wise choices and work smartly. Kabhi kabhi na hard work is not enough. You have to work smart. The donkey also works very hard, but remains a donkey. So working hard is necessary, but additionally, to have that succeeding jump, that leap that crosses you over to the Lakshman Rekha of your passing or not passing, that requires smart work, and that you have to do. We will have a slide on that about goal setting and how to work smartly so that you can achieve your goal of passing the CA Foundation examination. That is the short-term goal, right? Okay. Moving forward. Many people, when I talk about this subject of business correspondence and reporting, tell me that पूरा subject English में है. We are not good in English, तो हमारा कैसे होगा? हमसे ना हो पाएगा. Yes, but remember one thing, that school also most of you had English medium and you have passed. Yes. Secondly, if you are not from English medium, even if you are from a Marathi medium school, that is okay. You will realize now, as the new education policy is being introduced, that that was also a good choice that your parents made of making you get educated in a language that is your mother tongue. So whichever medium you are, there is no problem for you to pass comfortably in this subject. Any language, English ho, Marathi ho, Gujarati ho, or any other international language is just a language. Again, don't make a big problem out of that language. Knowing, being fluent in a language is an added advantage. But if you don't know a language, that just means that you don't know that language. It's not a measure of your wisdom. It's not a measure of your intelligence. Means if you're not good in English, means you're not a good student and you will not pass. ऐसा कोई equation नहीं है. Life is not a mathematical equation. Okay? So keep English uski औकात में. That it is a language and it can be mastered by anybody. Absolutely anybody. Now, for people who are not fluent in English, if you wish to become fluent in English, only because it is a widely spoken language, only for that very purpose, if you want to be fluent in English, there are certain pointers that you can see on the screen. It may sound like that Amitabh Bachchan dialogue, I walk English, talk English, sleep English, but what I'm trying to tell you here is that you must read a lot of English. That means take up a new English newspaper and read it a lot. उससे क्या होगा? Whether you intentionally understand or not, subconsciously your mind is recording. I told you, each one of us has a personal dictionary in our mind. So that dictionary is recording what is the correct structure of a sentence. Which word should come after which word, which verb should come where, what is the correct way of constructing, or what is the correct way of a sentence structure, that you come to know. Spellings of the words get registered in your mind. You may not be by-hearting it, but if you've seen it 10 times, it's registered in your mind. Okay? So that is why you must read a lot of English, because that will help you improve in the areas that you are lacking, if you are lacking, that is. Secondly, write a lot of English. Why? Why should you write a lot? Because when you write a lot, you will come to know where you're going wrong. When you're reading or listening, सब समझ में आ जाता है. बोलते वक्त क्या प्रॉब्लम आता है, लिखते वक्त क्या प्रॉब्लम आता है, that you'll come to know only when you write. So take up any of your textbooks, because it's English medium course, all your textbooks are in English. So that is why take any page where you have paragraphs and paragraphs of things written in English and just copy it. Okay, that will again reiterate sentence structure, correct spellings, how to see to it that there is the sentence is grammatically correct. Okay, thirdly, listen to a lot of English. अब reading कर लिया, writing कर लिया, why listening? Because reading and writing will not tell you what are the correct pronunciations of the words. When you listen to a lot of English, बहुत सारे pronunciation अगर आपके गलत हैं तो you can rectify it. You should know what are the correct pronunciations. So that is why listen to a lot of English मतलब rap songs वगैरह नहीं सुनना है, because वो भी pronunciation सीखोगे पर वो exam में like it's not going to be any formal pronunciation of words. So listen to BBC English news channel, yes, where correct pronunciations are guaranteed. ऐसी English आपको सुननी चाहिए. Then fourth, speak a lot of English. Many people I know who say I can pass, there's no problem. I can listen to people talking in English, मुझे सब समझ में आ जाता है. The problem is when I have to speak, and that is because you become conscious. One. Secondly, you think in your mother tongue and then translate it in English, and because of different languages have different rules, the translation makes it grammatically incorrect. So, जो words बाद में आने चाहिए वो शायद पहले आ जाएंगे, and that is why the order of the sentence is going to be problematic or grammatically incorrect sentence. So that is why make it a point to speak English with people who are good in English and tell them, अपना ego बाजू में रख के tell them that I'm going to make mistakes. You tell me wherever I'm going wrong, stop and tell me ये शब्द ऐसे नहीं बोलना है, ऐसे बोलना है, यहाँ नहीं बोलना है, वहाँ बोलना है, or this is not the right place for this word, whatever it is. Ask your friends to correct you, and that time don't feel that I know everything and I cannot take criticisms, etc. Keep your ego aside and listen to what your friend has to say if that friend is good in English, right? So reading English, writing English, listening to English, speaking English, and then the next problem that is encountered is lack of vocabulary. So dictionary खोल के, पहले तो स्कूल में बहुत खोला होगा dictionary for finding out meaning of words you didn't know. Yes, abhi open dictionary and take any random 5 words, know the meaning of it, how it is used in sentences, and then make cards. Every week, just 5 words you have to learn. Whenever you have time, it's okay if you don't make cards also. Physically, everything is on mobile nowadays. Your whole world is in the mobile. So mobile pe 5 words le lo. And you have to promise yourself that every 1 hour, I'm just going to look at that screen on which I have those 5 words. That's it. Imagine how many weeks are there from now till you become a professional, not CA foundation examination, till you become a professional. If you every week, if you practice 5 words, just imagine how many words you will add to your vocabulary before you become a professional. So that will add to the number of words that are there in your vocabulary, your personal dictionary in your mind that I told you, frame of reference, right? And lastly, solve grammar exercises regularly. For this exam, I'm saying, so that the grammar part is easy for you and you can very easily answer it. 8th standard से लेके 12th standard तक की सभी grammar books, any grammar book you pick up and all these topics are there. Varying difficulty will be there, but that's okay. You can take up any grammar textbook and practice the topics that are there as part of your syllabus. And I assure you that you are sorted for this subject as far as English fluency is concerned, and you're not going to have a problem, right? Okay, moving forward, I told you that you must divide the book into 3 sections. So this is what I was talking about yesterday. Because of the technical difficulty, this slide was not shown. So section 1, first 25% of the total number of pages or section that you keep for BCR should be for chapter 1. Second section will be grammar, which will be the rest of 50%. Okay, that will be further divided into these topics, because these are the topics that you have for syllabus of BCR. So you have antonyms, synonyms, you have active, passive, direct, indirect, idioms and phrases, acronyms, connotations, collocations, and if there is any other grammar exercise that I take up in class, you can write it in the others section. Okay, and why you have to do this, I have already explained yesterday, but I'll tell you again. That means that today, I suppose I take up antonyms, synonyms. Then 2-3 next lectures, I take some other topic. 5th lecture, again I come back to antonyms, synonyms. So if you are recording or if you're writing every lecture, then that means that you will have 1 page of antonyms, synonyms. Then you'll move to other topics. Then again, after 4-5 pages, you will have antonyms, synonyms. In that case, when you decide to revise that topic, you will have to keep flipping pages to find out where are antonyms, synonyms. Instead, if you have these sections, every time that I take up antonym, synonym exercise, you record it only in that section. So then when you want to revise, you will have all antonyms, synonyms together, one after the other, in your book or in the section that you maintain for BCR. That is why this division is advisable. Yes? Any doubt? May I move forward? You're writing? Okay, take your time. Do you want me to share this on the group so that we save time? Yes? Okay, I'll share it on your group. What is the name of your group? And am I there on the group? I think I'm not on the group, so I'll ask somebody to add me and then I'll share it. Okay? Moving forward, may I move forward? Yes? Okay. Then yesterday we were speaking about the foundation that is required for you to be a good professional. Before we start with the communication syllabus, I told you, let's look at the commandments or lessons that we need to learn before becoming a professional. It's not only for CAs. If you want to be a good person also, these things matter. These 10 commandments you have to keep in mind to be successful, to be a people's person, so that it's easier for people to work with you, it's easier for people to live with you and share their lives with you. For that, you have to be a good person, and for that, these commandments are important. Can you recollect what we were speaking about yesterday? First 2-3 we spoke about. First thing, do you remember what we spoke about? I said, do not be fearful of other people's judgment. Log kya kahenge should be out of your dictionary. Yes, that should not be a factor that you fear from now on. Yes. Then secondly, we spoke about that other people's reality is going to be different. Every person's reality is going to be different because that reality depends upon their perception, and their perception depends upon their frame of reference, their own personal dictionary. Uske hisab se they are going to view something, analyze a situation, and they are going to go back to their mind, find meaning, and that becomes their reality. And therefore, I showed you that slide of 6 and 9. So every person's reality is different. Yes, do you agree? Yes. Then we spoke about, yes, so I was saying that in life you are going to see, in life you are going to get what you focus on. And I told you that I showed you the superimposed picture of the old lady and the young lady. Yes. So similarly, just a minute. Okay, before we go there, let me just add, in your syllabus, these are the grammar topics that are there. In case you did not know, you can understand from the definition. I'm sure most of you know these topics because they are done in school itself. So synonyms are words with similar meanings. Antonyms are words which mean the opposite. So synonyms are nothing but samanarthi shabd. Antonyms are virudharthi shabd. Prefix are letters that are before a word, before appearing at the beginning of the word and making a new word. And suffix is nothing but letters appearing at the end of the word, making a new word. So how it's going to be asked in the exam, we'll look at it when we take up that topic for practice. After that, phrasal verbs, a group of words that function as a verb are known as phrasal verbs. Collocations are familiar grouping of words. For example, whenever you take those words, they are usually taken together. Okay, for example, fast food, heavy rain. Yes, so they are not compound words, that they are not joined together as one word. There are two separate different words. Okay, so collocation, we'll get into it and we'll practice and you'll come to know more about it. Connotations are a different set of emotions, feelings that are generated by a word. For example, if I tell you that for lunch I had very soft, moist sandwich. Okay, some people will be tempted to know what flavor it was and what was the sandwich, but at least not hate it or detest it. Okay, but if I tell you that I had what they served me was a stale, soggy sandwich, how many of you are going to be tempted to eat it? No. So when I said moist, it was positive connotation. When I say soggy, it's the same thing, but it has negative connotation. So that also we'll study as a topic in lectures to come. And lastly, idioms. These are words which express figurative meaning instead of literal meaning. So in the exam, they will give you idiom or a phrase and they will tell you to write the meaning of that idiom or phrase. Or easier version of this question is where they will give you the idiom or the phrase, they will give you 4 options and you have to choose one correct option. Okay, any doubt in any of these? Okay, moving forward. When I was talking about lack of vocabulary, we don't realize that there is lack of vocabulary. What shows the people that you lack the vocabulary necessary is when you start to use and recycle the same words again and again just by adding a prefix, suffix, etc. For example, when we want to say something, but it's not this word, it's more than this word, what do? We lack that vocabulary, we lack that word, and that's why we just add very. Okay, so here I'm going to give you a list of words where I have added very. You have to tell me what is the correct vocabulary or the word. Yes, so very tasty, you can replace, so it's not wrong, it's not grammatically wrong, but I'm just trying to add to your vocabulary and show you better vocabulary enriches your communication. Better vocabulary enhances what you are saying in any language. So that is why it's good to have rich vocabulary. It's good to know more words meaning the same thing. Okay, so very tasty can be delicious. Very fast, quickly or rapid. Yes, very pretty, beautiful, gorgeous, anything. Very calm, peaceful or tranquil. Yes, very happy, elated, joyful, ecstatic, delighted. Yes, okay, thrilled. So all of these words are in degree higher than these words, but because we don't know or we don't recollect at that point of time, we just add very and apna kaam ya gaadi aage chal jati hai. Yes, okay. Similarly, there is a list of sentences that I'm going to show you on the screen where each sentence is having some error, some grammatical error, and that error sometimes it's easily spotted and sometimes we don't even know that we were going wrong, because it's just because it's popular does not make it correct, right? So here, tell me what is the correct. First, I did not took it. I did not take it. It's very, very common when you see people writing it this way or speaking it this way. Yes. One of my friend. When you're referring or when you're saying this sentence, you're referring to one person, a friend from a group of friends. So that is why it is one of my friends. That one is not for friend. Usually the logic used is one means friend, but you are not talking about that friend here in that sense. You're talking about that friend out of a group of friends. So there the friends is going to be plural. Next, when I was small. Yes, when I was young or younger. Okay. Order for pizza. Order a pizza. So order a pizza, order 2 pizzas, order 3 pizzas. For pizza is not correct. Next, she is married with a doctor. She is married to a doctor. Years back. years ago. I look forward to meet you. Okay. I look forward to meeting you, or I am looking forward to meeting you is also correct. Next, out of station. This is the most common, very popularly incorrect way of saying it. It should be out of city, out of town, out of country. Yes? Okay. India have armed forces. India has armed forces. किसके आगे has आता है और किसके आगे have आता है is a very mysterious thing for people who have not understood till now. Okay, so in school this was the way I used to by heart and remember that he, she, it has. This is how you are going to remember. He, she, it has. He, she, it has. So he hai, so it has to be followed by has. She hai, it has to be followed by has. It has to be followed by has. I, we, they, them have. So if it is I, it is going to be followed by have. We is going to be followed by have. You is going to be followed by have. Okay, so these are some rules that you have to keep in mind in case you have forgotten, because in school padha tha abhi tak, if it is evaporated, you'll need to brush up your grammar. Okay, moving forward. May I move forward? Yes. So, as I was saying, that what you focus on is what you are going to see. Here, what do you see on this slide? So in that picture, it was about whether you're focusing on the white or whether you are focusing on the black. Here, it is whether you're focusing, means you are where you are seeing the picture from. If you're seeing it from left to right, you're going to see a thing. If you see the picture from right to left, you are going to see a thing. Okay, so if you are going to look at from your left to right, you are going to see a duck. If you see from your right to left, you are going to see a rabbit or a bunny. Yes? Okay. Similarly, here, what do you see? This is very common. Yeah. So, if you focus on the black of the picture, you are going to see, yeah, a vase or a candle stand or a pillar or a column. Yes. If you focus on the white of the picture, you are going to see silhouette of two faces. Okay. So in life again, what you are focusing on is what you are going to interpret. It is what your mind is going to perceive as reality. Now, why is this important? It is very important that you study this and learn this and accept it, because this will help you have a broader perspective. It will help you look at the bigger picture. It will help you become more open-minded, more empathetic person, and more tolerant as a person. Now, why is that necessary? That's necessary when you have to work with other people. One. Secondly, imagine you are going to be working with people in a workforce, say 5-6 years down the line. Already, because of liberalization, privatization and globalization, world is almost become one global market, right? So earlier it was easier for people because you had the same background people working together. So same geographical background, so what was right for one was also right for the other. But now you are going to be working in a intercultural workforce. Yes, and that is why it becomes more difficult, because what is right for you may not be right for them. What is acceptable to you may not be acceptable to them. And that is going to create a problem. That will help. So this outlook will help you, because you will have an open mind where you are open to see their reality, where you are keeping your mind open for any other alternative perception, alternative reality, and therefore you become an easier person to work with, and you can become a good team member. And a good team member is always wanted in organizations, and good organizations. So you as a person, if you want people to call you, if you want people to take your interviews forward and recruit you, and you becoming the person who is sought after every good team in the organization, then these are the things that you have to keep in mind, because all of these are going to be important not only in your professional life, but it's also going to be important in your personal life also, because who wants to live with a person who is I'm not finding the right word, but a person who is always having bad mood, who is not open to, grumpy, not happy, not open for other alternatives, not ready to see your side of the story, your point of view, then people are going to be people who love you. Your parents, siblings, friends, they will stick with you. But in life, there will come a time where people will have to choose you or reject you. There, if you want people to choose you, you better start preparing from now on. You want people to choose you, not reject you. At every phase and stage of life, whether it is professional or whether it is personal, right? Okay. Next is attitude. Attitude makes all the difference. You can choose your attitude, whether you are going to have this positive, optimistic attitude that everything will be well. If I work hard, everything is going to be fine. If I work smart, everything is going to be okay. And if it is not okay, I will learn something from it, but I'll keep moving forward. That is the attitude that you need to have, right? People, when somebody is successful, they see only what is above the surface. This is known as an iceberg diagram. So people see only this part of the success, which may be your education, which may be your grades, etc. What they fail to see is all of these things that is needed for you to have the right attitude so that you can cultivate success. So what are those things? Persistence, failure, sacrifice, disappointment, good habit, hard work, dedication. These are the things that are under the surface, but they build your attitude for you to have the right attitude to succeed in life. Another iceberg diagram, which is people see knowledge and skills, which is above the surface, because knowledge can be seen or at least perceived, skills can be seen, but the attitude, which is the major portion, which is resulting into knowledge and skills, that is missed by people. So you have to cultivate. All people are not born with the right attitude. You have to cultivate that right attitude where nothing brings you down. No person, no situation, no thing can bring you down. Okay, so if they criticize you, if they tell you ye tumse na ho paega, it's a difficult course, this, that and all, you just have to keep your smile intact on your face and say, meet me on the day of the result. And be prepared to see and visualize yourself what you want to see on the day of your result. The first slide, what you want to be and what you are is what you are going to do. So plan all your days. Yes, all your days, not necessary that I told you, वो expression लेके घूमना नहीं है हर जगह पे, that I'm doing CA. Be happy, choose to work hard for a limited number of hours, choose to have entertainment gaps, choose to have breaks. That time enjoy the breaks fully. But when you are studying, 100% dedication, focus के साथ study करना है, and that is going to be helpful and help you really crack this examination. And lastly, the last lesson or the last commandment, which is very silly, but that is that happiness is a choice. You have to, every day when you get up, you have to choose to be happy. Okay? No thing, no situation, no person can make you happy. Us stage tak you have to go, which is far. Even I have not reached that stage. But if you start from now, someday you will reach. So I was saying this in one of the classes, and one person said, but ma'am, if I buy a new bike, the bike that was the bike of my dreams, it makes me happy. So then you are saying don't attach happiness to a thing, but that thing is making me happy. Then that is not happiness, kya? One, it is conditional, and secondly, economics mein padha hoga na, DMU, diminishing margin. That bike for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, 6 months, 2 years, it may be possible that within a week your friend gets a better version of that bike. Then what happens? Your happiness is going to decrease. Then that means that's not true happiness. Because happiness is not conditional. When you peg, that means when you attach happiness to people, when you attach happiness to things, when you let situations decide whether you are going to be happy or sad, you are giving the remote control of your life to that situation or person or thing. And then your life is going to be controlled by something external. So that should not happen. You need to understand that whatever happens, you should have a wall around yourself where nothing affects you to such a thing that you become sad. You always choose to be happy. Okay, things are not going my way. Tomorrow it will be a better day. Okay, my friends and I have had a fight, but tomorrow we'll sort it out. Or today we'll sort it out and tomorrow it's going to be a better day. Always be happy and hopeful. And जो सिनेमा में डायलॉग्स होते हैं, तुम अच्छा अच्छा सोचोगी तो अच्छा अच्छा होगा, that even if it sounds cheesy, that is true. If you decide to be happy, you will be happy. You will not allow any person, any situation, anything to make you sad. But then if you lose a loved one, that's a reason for heartache. That really pierces and that makes you sad. Okay, accept it as reality, but understand that you have to feel it, grieve it, and then again choose to be happy. You cannot be in that grief for the rest of your life. That is not how life is led, or that is not how you will be proud of your life 10 years later, 15 years later, 20 years later. Here on this screen, if you see the first child, the child who's come first is bawling, is crying, but the child who's come third is enjoying. ऐसे हो सकता है that the first one, even if he or she is one, it's because he didn't want to participate in the first place. Parents ने धक्का दे दिया था, भागते भागते that child came first. But that child didn't enjoy because he or she didn't want to be in the race in the first place. Right? But the second one is ecstatic. He or she is just happy because they have won. It doesn't matter first, second, third. I have won. I have participated and I have won. That's what matters. So in life also, choose to be happy irrespective of where you are placed, whether you are more successful or whether you are not reaching or ticking all the boxes that you have for your life. Whatever it is, choose to be happy. Once you choose, nobody else, no thing, no situation can make you sad, because that remote control, you have taken charge of it, and that you choose to be happy. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of these 10 commandments that I wanted to share before we start the syllabus of BCR. What are these 10 commandments? First one, do not get bullied by other people's opinions. Don't be scared of log kya kahenge. Yes. Second, every person's reality can be different. Keep it in mind every time that you have a fight, you have an argument, and you feel that the other person is not seeing your way. Remember that their reality can be different. So try to shift. Either you go to their position and see the viewpoint they are having, or you ask them to be able, or put them in a position where they can see your side of the story. Every person perceives according to their own experiences, and that is why their realities are going to be different. Secondly, I told you, do not assume. Assumption से बहुत problem आ जाता है. Whatever you are assuming, convey it to people. For example, simple, when I tell you choose to be happy, suppose it's your birthday tomorrow. What's going to make you happy? That all your friends call you at 12 o'clock and wish you. So don't assume that they will call, because that is, you are making an assumption. Secondly, you are keeping expectations. Third is you are keeping it all if and but पे. Yes, if they will call, I will be happy. इससे अच्छा है, tell your friends or on your WhatsApp friends का जो भी group है, all the people who call me at 12 today to wish me gets a party tomorrow. See how many people will call you and see how happy you are going to be. Right? So do not make assumptions. Clarify, communicate and finish it off over there. ऐसे होगा, अच्छा उसने ऐसे सोचा होगा, फिर उसने मेरे बारे में ऐसे ही बोला. These are waste of time. This is excess drama that you don't need in your life, and those other people also don't need in their life. Life is short, enjoy it. Clear communication, baat khatam. Yes. Next, always communicate. I just said that communication is very important. Next, listen carefully. We'll be going into details of listening and hearing when we come to that topic, but as of now, let me just say that sometimes you hear and sometimes you listen. When you listen, you will remember. When you hear, you will not remember. You are on your phone, मम्मा ने बोला है कि मैं बाहर जा रही हूँ, दूध ऊपर आने के बाद गैस बंद कर देना. कितने बार बंद होता है टाइम पे? बहुत बार नहीं होता है, राइट? और कुकर की 2 सीटी होने के बाद गैस बंद कर देना. You have heard it. But you have not listened to it. वहाँ पे कुकर बेचारा चिल्लाए जा रहा है 4 CTs, 5 CTs, 6 CTs, and you have not switched off the gas. So that is the difference between hearing and listening. Next, first understand and then be understood. It is said in communication, scholars ने research करके ये phrase बनाया है that unless you understand yourself, the situation, the problem, people, unless you understand, you cannot make them understand. So first understand and then be understood. Only when you understand will you be understood correctly by the people. Okay? Then right attitude. Always the right kind of attitude is what is going to get you through life. People feel that if you're intelligent, if you're scoring good grades, like school mein to bhi yahi hota hai focus that you have to get A grade. Even your parents tell you A grade mila to I'm going to buy you this or you're going to be rewarded this, etc. But when people have their reunions 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, you will see that people who are successful are not necessarily only the merit rankers. Backbenchers and people who have understood life and learned how to live with it with the right attitude sometimes are more successful than people who are very intelligent or very wise. Because intelligence is very important, yes. Being wise is very important, yes. But all of that will work for you if you have the right attitude. But if you are not that intelligent, not that wise, you are average, but if you have the right attitude, it still works for you. Okay? Then look for positivity and attract positivity. All the pictures were just to show you that you are going to see what you focus on. Right? यहाँ पे जो screens हैं, all screens had the same pictures. All of you could see the same picture, but all of you had different interpretations. That is because of where you were focusing on, which way you were looking at the picture, whether you were focusing on the white portion, whether you were focusing on the black portion, whether you were looking at it from left to right, whether you're looking at it from right to left, all of that changed your perception. Now, these are only 2-3 complicated scenarios that I showed. But in life, life is in 3D. Imagine, ये तो 2D में इतने सारे different perceptions थे. Life is in 3D happening simultaneously, dynamic, everything is changing. In that scenario, what is going to work is what you are going to look for. If you're looking for problems, you will get problems. If you're looking for solutions, you will see solutions. If you're looking for positivity, you will get more reasons to be positive, optimistic about. If you're going to keep on focusing on negativity, you will get more and more things to be negative about. Okay? Thoda psychological hai, but I'll just mention it before I leave you today, and that is, suppose if I tell you right now, don't think of an elephant. What did you think of? Your mind cannot take a no. So instead, when you are, suppose, if I'll give you an example of skiing, okay, or a bike ride. If I tell you that don't dash objects, your mind will be looking at objects. Instead, if I tell you that ride smoothly on the pathway, your mind will be looking at the pathway and you will ride smoothly. So your mind is going to think, is going to perceive, is going to look for what you tell it to. So don't pray that, मैं fail नहीं होना चाहिए, because then your mind is not listening to नहीं होना चाहिए. Negatives it doesn't understand. Fail. That is what is your mind interpreting, perceiving. So learn to pray, learn to affirm, learn to speak to yourself also what you want rather than what you don't want. मेरी लड़ाई नहीं होनी चाहिए. मेरे रिलेशंस मेरे फ्रेंड्स के साथ, फैमिली के साथ, सिबलिंग्स के साथ अच्छे होने चाहिए. Then your mind is going to focus only on that. So that is why you must learn what to focus on. And communication, we keep on thinking about communicating with others. We fail to think about what we speak to ourselves. Our voice is the thing that controls our thoughts, our attitudes, and then what manifestations we have. So that is why be kind to yourself and speak positively to yourself always. And lastly, always choose to be happy. Who is stopping you to be happy? No person, no thing, no situation can make you sad unless you decide, हाँ आज मैं sad हो जाऊँगी. So that is why always choose to be happy. You are not going to master the rest of your life in one day. So just relax, master the day, and then just keep doing that every day. and you will be able to master your life. The struggle that we spoke about for CA exam. Yes, agar struggle bolna chahte ho to actually nahi hai struggle. Yes, see, no responsibilities you have. Your roti, kapda, makan is taken care of by your parents. Yes, everything that you need to do well in life is being provided. आपको सिर्फ क्या करना है? पढ़ाई करनी है. So that's not struggle. People have to make two ends meet, be responsible for other people in the family, earn for them, and then also study. That is struggle. Okay, so that is why, in case if you feel that you are struggling, remember the struggle you are in today, silence please, is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. So never give up. And this is the ladder that we are going to be looking at. Today you may be on any step, I don't mind, but after we finish the BCR lectures, I want you at least on the first, from here, any of these 3 steps. Abhi aap kahan pe bhi ho, that's irrespective. Once we finish with BCR lectures, only at least for BCR, I want you to be any one of these 3. Okay? And on the day of the result, I want you to be on the topmost stair, and we all are going to rejoice in your success. You are all going to pass with flying colors. And the only person who has to believe in you is you. So keep believing and keep having the best attitude. Keep loving yourself, keep speaking positively to yourself, and try to maintain a good attitude, choosing to be happy. Okay, thank you for today. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. It was a pleasure taking this lecture for you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. See you.